in the phone booth. That is you with all the prosthetics.
Yeah, that's the only time I'm in the prosthetics, I think, in the phone booth.
And that was not a lot of fun.
No, that was all night.
Yep.
That was all night, and they forgot the detach all. So at the end of it, they couldn't take me out of the yak hair for an extra 4 or 5 hours. All right. Getting overtime.
So you're sitting there at 5 in the morning with a wolf face while everyone runs to you, you're just like looking around smoking a cigarette. How did I get to here?
Well, I was sitting there drinking a beer with the other makeup guys. They kept apologizing, and everybody else was gone. We were sitting in the trailer, and people that were working on whatever other show was working during the day were showing up. So there was these 3 guys drinking beer in a trailer, and one of them is in wolf face. Hollywood.
Plus, it was till 4 in the morning, and the whole role of the Wolfman, which he performed so well, it's a tormented man. It's a man, as you know from the end, who wants to die. So the role is like, okay, John, here we go. Action. Oh, God, help me! For 12 hours. Oh, it hurts, it hurts!
All right, so a question down here.
I got 2 questions. One, did anything happen during production that was unexpected and you had to go ahead and work around it, and it was, you thought it was totally a throwaway to the whole movie, but it ended up working out? Like that happened. Unexpected.
Shane and I had written a scene that we kind of liked. You know the scene where a scary German guy says, "You thought maybe I was a vampire," and he points at his reflection? That was a setup for a scene that we wrote where the kids come into the scary mansion and there's this mysterious stranger in the mansion, a character we've never seen in the movie. And he's very kind of like, "What are you kids doing here? What are you looking for?" And he's kind of trying to pry from them the fact that they're looking for the amulet. And Fat Kid, Horace, looks into the mirror, and this is a whole scene that was going to take place in the scary mansion. And the answer to the question is we ran out of time, so we couldn't do this scene. That's the answer to the question. But it was a cool scene. Fat Kid sees this floating, like, latex face, and the rest of it has disappeared, and he realized, holy shit, this is a vampire pretending to be somebody else. And it was, in fact, Dracula trying to pry information out of the kids. When we were casting the movie, I hated in movies when people wear makeup and they're supposed to be somebody else, because you always go, oh, that's... I don't know if you've seen The Prestige, wonderful movie. However, oh, come on, it's him in the makeup. So we cast another actor to play mysterious stranger, and we cast him and made a deal with him, and that actor was Liam Neeson. But we ran out of time because we were over or whatever, and so we cut that scene. I don't know if we paid Liam
And he
off.
tried to tell Fred, he said, "Fred, these are very important seconds."
The list is really good.
And the second part of the question I had is whenever they go to get the amulet, you can see that there's crosses, there's crucifix and garlic and stuff that's protecting, There's also a Star of David hanging from the roof. Can you explain that?
Oh, that was a joke. Some crazy Jew did that.
Just kidding, there's no crazy Jews in Hollywood.
Obviously, they're just covering their bases.
All right, you said.
You were obviously influenced, and this was a big homage to the old Universal horror films and Famous Monsters. We even saw some of the old role model kits in there. First question. The first few seconds of the film, you see the skeleton in the dungeon. Was that an homage to the...
To the Forgotten Prisoner of Castle Mayer? Yeah. But I appreciate the...
The other part of the question was, did you have to be careful as far as like infringing on any of the Universal Monsters trademark, like the look of the Frankenstein, the Wolfman? You obviously had to change it a little bit, but did Universal ever contact you or say anything, or did you have to do anything with that?
No, we just had to change them enough so that it didn't infringe on the copyright.
Yeah, there's plenty of werewolf movies where they call him werewolf or wolfman. It's just, it would have been nice though. It really would have, because the one thing they can't do with all the CGI they do now, the makeup in those old Universal movies will never be topped. no matter what. The mummy, Boris Karloff's mummy makeup will never be topped.
Although this was a good one.
You know, as long as we're on the subject, I just want to go on the record. Whatever flaws the movie may have, I think that our creature from the Black Lagoon is one of the 3 or 4 best. Wow, that's an R movie?
I also really respect that you use such a traditional Dracula, even though he looks like some people would say like the Halloween costume style Dracula, and you didn't update him, but you made him the toughest motherfucking Dracula ever, while maintaining the traditional look. And I thought it was such a great choice. So.
Kept him gay but tough.
Right.
I noticed that you referenced, or Burger King comes up a couple of times in the film. Did they call you up, or did you call them?
Yeah, we called them. There's a couple of tie-ins. Burger King was a tie-in, before tie-ins were like all the rage. Burger King, Adidas, you see there's stacks of Adidas. And that was Sports Mart, another tie-in, that's 3. Fox Photo. That's a 2 for 1 deal. Jonathan Zipper, thank you.
I wore Adidas for a really long time. Great hookup from the Monster Squad. Years after, it was great.
Yeah.
I would probably say on set for me or us is that the last scene, which was rather involved.
I do remember that scene too.
Giant wind fans and crap being thrown in front of them so it hits you, and you're out in the middle. We did a couple days of that, I think, at night, and we had to get so much in a little bit because, again, working with kids, you can't work real late, and you got to get it done. And that was, I hadn't done anything like that before or since. I mean, these are huge wind. I mean, that's real stuff being flying. Now they would just like CGI some signposts flying by it, but this was all flying in leaves and twigs and all that. And we actually did a shot at the end that was where I was in a harness and a crane and getting pulled into the limbo, and they're doing a human chain, and that kind of hurt actually. The harness didn't fit real weird, and I didn't tell the guy because I thought it'd be a problem, and it hurt. Yeah, harness wedgie.
For John, so you played Wolfman in this movie, and you also played Wolfman in Fright Night 2.
Yeah.
Friday Night 2 was a vampire, it wasn't a wolfman.
But he's a barking
He was a
hairy
vampire who masquerades as a wolf. But we have to be very, very technically correct. He decides he likes to play a wolf. That's like he's a cross-dresser, but he's a vampire nonetheless. But yeah, I had to wear a lot of, I worked with Stan Winston, which, he's legendary, he's amazing. The work here is incredible, it speaks for itself. And then Greg Canham on the other side, who's just like the right arm and the left arm. So, a lot of yak hair.